So today we're going to be testing out the new feature that was just announced on Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which is projects. And this is basically like you can create your own AI tool and share it with other people. And it's kind of like custom GPTs, but this is using 3.5 Sonnet, which is faster, better, and more intelligent than ChatGPT from what I've seen so far. We've got Kasra Dash on the call.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
And we just built $1 billion tool, didn't we, on your channel? So today we're gonna build a multi-zillion dollar SaaS
Mhm.
tool using this process today. So I'm gonna share my screen and we'll get straight into this. If you're not familiar with Claude 3.5 Sonnet, it's the new feature that just came out from Claude right here. It's completely free for everyone to try. I think this feature right here, projects, just came out within the last 24 hours. And as you can see right here, you can upload different documents. You can create your own sort of custom GPT, but it's directly inside Claude. And if we go on to try an example project right here, you can see, for example, like you can upload documents and then it's got how to use Claude. You insert your different things here. One new thing here you can do as well is you can actually add custom instructions, which I'll show you right here. Are there any sort of use cases you can see for this, Kasra?
Yeah, so obviously you can get like API documentation. You can try. One thing that I would always suggest with this feature is try and figure out like where Claude or ChatGPT or whatever like lacks, and then kind of work it back that way. So, for example, if every single article that you're producing suggest or has in the intro, let's say today we're going to dive in, get that like sentence and then add it to the actual custom GPT section or the custom section and say, stop mentioning today we're going to dive in. And again, you're kind of making it a little bit more bespoke.
So we're going to get straight into this. If we open up Claude right here, you would just create a project and we can call this, for example, I don't know, content creator. We want to create content. That's the goal. We hit create project like so. And one thing that you'll notice straight away is you've got these custom instructions. Now, if you go to Claude and you'll say, just trying to make it feel a bit more human, etc., in the settings, there's no option to actually customize it. Whereas with these projects that you can create, you can actually set up custom instructions. So, for example, I can take the custom instructions I've got from ChatGPT for generating content. Let me open this up over here. And then I'm going to take the section right here that says like split up the text, every sentence on a new line, etc. And we'll plug that inside our project over here. Hit save instructions. And now that's kind of like pre-programmed to get better outputs based on what we want. Now, one thing that some people might ask at this point is what's the difference between Claude projects where you can create like your own custom bots versus say creating a custom tool that's already coded and you can preview directly inside Claude, right? So you got Claude projects over here, and then you've also got this artifacts feature here where Claude can custom code and you can preview tools. Now, we just did another video, didn't we, a few minutes ago, where essentially if you're creating your own tool inside Claude that's custom coded, it's not really using the AI to generate the outputs, right? Like if you create a custom coded keyword research tool, the outputs are more like a spinner, aren't they?
Yeah, so what I think it does is it understands how to code, and that's from AI. But let's say, for example, if you told it to do a keyword research tool for long tail keywords, it kind of has like its own library of like say 5 keywords. And then the keyword that you give it, let's say it was coffee, it just replaces the five with coffee, 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 coffee. So it's not actually generating the output with AI, if that makes sense. It's generating the code with AI, but when you actually tell it to do something bespoke, it's kind of like it's got its own set library and it sticks to that set library.
Yeah, that's it. And also what you can do inside Claude on the bot is you can upload documents right here. So for example, I can click on add document, upload from device, and then upload the 200 chat GPT prompts here. So if we open that up, to upload it. And what you can see here as well, it says 15% of knowledge size used. So even with a document that is ridiculously large, you're looking at maybe like 50 pages inside this document, there's still room for more, which is pretty crazy. That's only taking up like 15% of the total space we can use. Now, I wonder how we make these public. You see, it says private there.
You might need to publish it first, no?
Where do you publish it? Let's test it out first anyway, see what happens. So we'll say create an article for my keyword, SEO agency. That's weird, isn't it? Let's click on how to share projects. You might need a team plan to actually share it with people.
Oh, really?
Looks like it, right? Visibility options right there. Maybe if we go back to all projects, we don't get any visibility options.
You tell me that there's a premium.
I think so, because you see it's got professional plan there. Evans, what does that do? There's no share option. Ah, man, brain is fried. All right,
That's a bit annoying.
let's go back to that project we were doing. So one thing actually that's interesting about this is you don't seem to be able to share it with other people unless you're on the team plan, which I didn't know at all. But we're gonna keep going with this anyway. So I'm gonna say, what's the best prompt for generating content? We'll hit enter and see if it uses the knowledge inside the actual Claude bot. Can you see it? Go on.
Has it used what we've given it? Because I don't think it has.
I don't think it has. It's just used
Doesn't look like it.
it's used the custom instructions that we gave it, but it's not used the project content. Can you see any of things that would be really good for creating projects with Claude?
I mean, if it doesn't read the actual what you've given it, then no.
Let's try keyword
It's got
research.
its own. It's got its own mind of its own.
It does seem to, doesn't it? If you were to create a tool with AI for keyword research, what sort of instructions would you give it, Kasra?
So I would specify what kind of website it is. If it's a new website or is it a older website as well.
Yeah.
You could also go industry specific. There's nothing wrong in doing that. Now knowing what I know now from our failed SaaS that we tried to build live on YouTube. So if, say, for example, we're going to do like a coffee website, I would probably specify that now.
We'll
Yeah.
like, all right, coffee website.
Mhm.
For my coffee site.
I would also specify like if it's a new website or if it's an old website, because you can also like try to figure out the difficulty-ness of each keyword as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we'll put all outputs for my new coffee site, go for low competition stuff, aim for long tail keywords.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that would be it. Is there anything that you would add?
I'll say don't go too niche.
Yeah.
E.g., people must be searching the keyword. We'll go with that and then we'll see what sort of outputs we get back. So I'm going to say, give me some keywords. What do you reckon so far?
Best light roast coffee for, yeah. I had to make French press without bitterness. Do you know what? That is something that I would actually search because I don't like coffee. So yeah, that makes sense why you've done it. Out of curiosity, can you just Google one of those keywords and let's take a look and see what the results are like?
So he's got it for espresso, for example, but not for cold brew. But we'll see what the results come back like.
That was an Australian website ranking for that keyword, which would mean or like just looking at it, if it doesn't look like it is that much of a strong start. Can we see a couple more results? Yes, I mean, that's not terrible what it's come back with. What do you think?
It's not bad at all, really. I don't know. I mean, it's almost there, isn't it? Like, for example, less bitter is one of the keywords that people actually are typing in.
Hmm.
Whereas without bitterness, there's no like auto suggest on there, which means it
Yeah.
probably doesn't get that many searches. I think like maybe one little tweak that you could do is actually just simplify the searches a little bit more. Like for
Mhm.
example, less bitter was getting searches, like how to make French press with less bitter. Whereas without bitterness, which is kind of like more formal, people are not searching for.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, actually.
But maybe make the keywords less formal and simplify them. Then we'll try again.
$1 million SEO tool right now.
It's coming.
That's how I
It's
see it.
coming. All right, let's have a look. Best coffee makers under $100. I bet people are searching for that. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Let's have a look on. Oh, let's have a look on Keyword Explorer. Medium difficulty, high traffic potential, difficult SERP, but people are actually searching for it.
How to make cold brew at home. I think that would be quite difficult as well.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
I feel like the keywords that gave us last time was a lot better.
Yeah, I would agree. Let's remove those custom instructions there.
One thing as well to bear in mind is, like, I see this a lot. Let's say if you go back to the how to make cold brew it, or sorry, what was the bitterness example that you went?
Oh yeah, let me have a look.
If we can pull that back up, because I see this a lot, and it still is a very beneficial thing. So again, how to make French press coffee without bitterness, right? You can write an article on that. You might rank number 1 for that because you're a brand new website. But the actual keyword that gets the most searches might be how to make French press coffee less bitter, right? That might be the one that a lot of people search. But if you can win on what I would call here a secondary keyword, Google will trust your website, and then you will get tested too for the primary keyword. The one is getting loads more searches. So always, you can always try and rank for a variation first and then rank for the primary keyword.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Are there any other tools you think we could create with Claude projects that might be useful?
A content writing tool, or potentially a content brief tool as well. Like what we could do is try and get that article written within Claude. Now, I don't know how good the actual AI content output is on Claude, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, a lot of people rate it. I'm going to have a look now. So we'll go back to our content creator over here and we'll change up the prompt. So for creating content, what do we want to see inside that prompt?
Making certain that it is UK grammar, because we're both in the UK.
Yeah.
Making certain that if can it do images? I don't even know if Claude
No,
can do
I
images.
can't actually.
Right. Okay. Potentially, we could do possibly internal linking opportunities. That might be a difficult one because it doesn't understand our website. But let's just try it. We can see. Also, an FAQ section as well. But let's keep it simple. Let's keep it a
We'll add some
yeah.
headers and subheaders. Keyword in the first line,
Yep.
keep it real.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Also, maybe first person. So it's kind of like in my experience, this is how I create less better coffee. First person.
Ah, yeah, first person. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And then chop it up. What else we got here?
We could also, another thing that I like to do as well is there's certain people that explain things very well. So like, for example, Alex Hormozy, he explains very complex things in a very simple and easy to understand. So you could also say like in the tonality of Alex Hormozy, explain this article, or write this article, should I say?
Yeah, I think that's a great one. And then I've also put sprinkle in stories and examples, like you sharing insights over coffee with a pal. What else we got? We'll try those two as well. See what it comes back with. So we've got the prompt, plug that in here in the instructions. I'm going to delete this file right here because I don't think it's using it anyway. It might just confuse it. And then we'll take some of the keywords that we got previously. Now, inside our project for keyword research, we could probably just edit the instructions. So we say like for keyword research and then for content creation, do this. And we'll just take those instructions that we had previously. So now it can do both. It can create the content and it can do the keyword research.
Yeah. This will be interesting to see what it comes back with.
100%. So we'll start with keywords first. That's interesting that it's come up with a preview, right? Didn't do
Yeah.
that previously. So now we've got a keyword like, for example, how to make cold brew coffee at home. Pretty hard, that one to go for. What do you reckon? French press versus pour over?
That'll probably be a little bit difficult as well.
Let's go for that one. And now we'll say write the content.
It'll be interesting to see if it sounds like Alex Hormozy's written this article or not.
Let's have a look. The title is not bad at all.
No, it's not.
Intro feels a little bit weird, like staring at your coffee gear. What do you think?
I wonder if it's like because we said like try and replicate how Alex Hormozy would write this. Because I feel like that's something that Hormozy would say. Do you not think?
Maybe. Let's have a look at the next section. The French press, bold and beautiful. This is pretty good. Like, first up, the French press. This bad boy's been my go-to for years.
Yeah.
Here's what you need to know.
I don't think it's that bad.
I actually think that's quite good, isn't it? That section.
Yeah. Like it's actually like broke it down into bullet points. Like you don't see that a lot on AI content writing or AI just in general. They just give you like a block of like 6,000 words.
It actually feels really sentient, that.
Yeah.
Like a human's written it. Pour over, clean and crisp. It's a little bit weird here and there, like clean and crisp. Now let's talk pour over. This method's been gaining traction, blah, 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 the lowdown. That's exactly what Alex Hormozy would say, right?
I never knew coffee could taste like. Yeah, that is true.
Copywriting is
I
nice,
don't
though.
think it's.
Sure.
I don't think it's that bad. I think it's probably like a 7 or 8, maybe a 7 out of 10. What would you give it out of 10?
Yeah, I'd probably give it that as well. What would you improve?
Maybe the SEO ness of the actual article. I think it's maybe a little bit too humanized, which isn't a bad thing if I'm honest. But it can definitely be a little bit more like making certain that you've got NLPs in the actual article, making certain that you've got semantically relevant keywords within the article, stuff like that. But I definitely don't think it's too cringy. And it's not like talking about the digital landscape and stuff like that.
Yeah, one thing I would say as well is maybe just simplify it slightly as well. But we'll try that and then we'll go again. I would say like the amount of editing required in that article versus say your typical ChatGPT article is night and day. Like that seemed to require a lot less editing from what I saw.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll take this keyword as an example. I like the fact that it comes up with a preview as well. So you can just click on it and go back to it.
Yeah, that's always good.
Let's dive in. A little bit AI, but I think the rest of it is pretty decent. What do you reckon?
I think do you know what? I think it's good that it's included what you'll need. I would have you'd thought about that personally. think it's well broken up as well. It's not too wordy. I don't like too like really wordy articles, but in some cases you might need it if it's like you're talking about like how to land a spaceship on Mars. Obviously, you can't do that in a couple sentences. But I don't think it's too bad. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it feels really human. Doesn't feel so much like AI wrote it. And
Mhm.
if you look at the edit, like I don't really need to edit that at all. There might be little bits here and there, but overall it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like you say, it could probably insert some more keywords. Just like you can see, for example, that keyword is not really included throughout the content, right?
Mhm.
So it's only included in the title, but the actual content itself reads nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. 7 out of 10
So when you're going on Dragon's Den or Shark Tank with it
tomorrow. Booked in.
tomorrow, oh,
Booked
amazing.
in. I'm gonna sell it all away. It's the perfect SaaS.
Big day for you.
Yeah. What's your final thoughts on that? Do you see a use case for it?
Yeah, 100%. I think, that's just after 5 or 10 minutes of using it. If you spent a few hours on it, going back and forth and really testing it out, then I think you could make it 10 times better. And already the quality of the content was better than a lot of AI tools I've seen specifically for creating
Mm.
content. So,
How do you think it's so like let's say for example Claude, and if you were to compare it against like auto blogging, what's your go-to, and where do you see Claude being better, or where do you see where do you see auto blogging being better?
I think autoblogging is better just because it's writing for the algorithm as well, not just the user. So, for example, if you look on that page, the keyword wasn't mentioned apart from the title, and it wasn't really
Mm.
semantically relevant. So, it's amazing for the user. Like, I think for the actual user, like the content reads really nicely. For the algorithm, which you kind of have to write for both, the algorithm probably wouldn't recognize it as that relevant versus other topics.
Yeah, I think that Claude definitely does have a use case, potentially more so for like email marketing. Like if
Mhm.
you're trying to warm up a list, let's say you've got a list of 5,000 people, I think it could do a really good job of that. Like especially if you can train it up on your tonality on how you speak, potentially you can train it using like input in your videos, let's say, or potentially you might have already like written a load of articles, and it could take a look at your tonality of how you've wrote those articles, you can train it up on that, and then you can start doing some email newsletters and stuff like that on Claude.
That's a great shout, actually. Yeah. So, for example, if you took a transcript from a video like this, and then we went back to the tool and we'll say, create a blog post based on the attached, and we'll see what it comes back with.
Is it doing
Cool.
it in your tonality?
No, I mean, like, I think it's also coffee related. So say,
Um,
stop writing it for a coffee website, just for an SEO newsletter. I mean, like, I would never say this, but it is interesting.
SEO, SEO hustlers.
Who, if you had to name one person who spoke like that in the industry, who would it be?
I could probably see Matt saying it.
Yeah,
Yo, SEO hustlers. I couldn't see you saying it.
no, no.
What about you? Who would you say?
I would have said like Jackie Chow. I think he uses similar text like that inside his newsletter. It's not quite as cringe as that, but
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, Jackie Chow probably would say something like that.
Suno, the AI DJ for your brand speaks. It's not bad. It's not bad. Like I think people would get value out of the content itself. Awesome. All right. Anything else before we go?
No, that's it.
Cheers then. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get a free SEO strategy session, feel free to book that in. Links inside the comments description. We'll basically build you a custom tailored SEO game plan live on the call. We'll answer any questions you have one-to-one, and you'll discover the secrets of link building plus how to outrank your competitors. Feel free to book that in. Bye-bye.